I don't care. Listen to me when I tell you this. I do not care. I'm not going to yell at you through text or messages. I'm not going to type back at you in all caps. If you got a problem, I'm going to offer you a solution. If you don't like the solution, I don't give a damn. Bro, like, I'm not putting my energy into caring about something that don't really matter. I'm just going to block you and move on with my day, bro. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is hump day, Wednesday. I wanted to make a video before today, but been too busy, man. Been too busy. But hope everybody week is going good so far. Before I get started and forget, if anybody, and I don't know if you guys can sell this or whatever, but I got some inventory. All you got to do is pay the shipping. It's some dog supply stuff. Let me show you. So it's like these silicone bowls, right? Collapsible. A bunch of these vests. Now the majority of the vests are these color. There's some different color ones up under here somewhere. This box is a total of 82 units, okay? The vests are different sizes, like you got large, medium. Pretty sure you got some smalls. Small. The leash. Some different color ones down here. Alright, 82 units. Also, if you get that, I'll show you what else. I'll give you dog leashes. There's leashes in there. What else? Hold up. I'm trying to get through my aisles. I have more collapsibles. As fish, and the reason why these ones are separate right now because I had these on eBay. I've been selling those. I got a bunch of these like snack bags with the, with the strap. So pet treat bags, got a bunch of those. More collapsible bowls in there. So by the time it's all said and done, it should be well over 100 units. Listen, I was gonna put all this on Marketplace and just charge somebody like 50 bucks for it. I'm pretty sure I can get $50 for over 100 units. It's 50 cents. But just for y'all, because I like y'all, if you are a subscriber, and I'm not talking about newly subscribed either, if you just subscribing after you see this video, you're not going to be eligible to participate or eligible to purchase. But if you've been a subscriber of mine, at least for the last couple weeks or so, and you want this inventory, all you have to do is pay shipping for me to get it to you. So it's a pretty nice size box, and it's fairly heavy, and if I add that other stuff, it's going to be a pretty heavy box. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. Of course, that's going to depend on where it go to. However, whatever the cost is, at over 100 units, by the time I add that other stuff, it'll be over 100 units. Your cost will be probably less than 50 cents per unit, for sure. So it's as close to free as you can get, somewhat. And so look, again, I will give this to you for free if you are one of my subscribers and you've been subscribed for more than 2 weeks at least. Okay, all you have to do is pay shipping. And look, do not message me if you don't want to buy it. It's first come, first serve. I'm not holding. I ain't waiting till the 1st, to the 3rd or the 15th. I ain't waiting till Friday. If you want it, be ready to make the purchase. I'll send you the PayPal link after. Well, first of all, if you want it, send me your zip code, and I'll send you a shipping quote. I would think, despite the weight, it gotta be under. It'll probably still be under $50. I'm gonna use pirate ship, so I can get. Then I gotta pull out that scale. I was gonna say I could pull out the scale and kind of see what it would cost to send from here to Cali to get the worst case scenario type shipping, but I ain't doing all that. Look, if you want it, you'll just pay the shipping. Whatever the shipping is, it's still gonna be much more cheaper. I don't know if you can get rid of it. I don't want to sell it. I have been selling other stuff here and there. Excuse me. I have been selling other stuff here and there. But I'll take that down off of eBay. And if you can get rid of it through eBay, you can get rid of it through yard sales. I don't know. You really make a couple dollars. Do whatever you want. But free for you guys. Just pay the shipping. Get on my way. I'm probably going to give it about... If nobody gets this through the channel, probably by the end of next week, I'm just going to sell it off on Marketplace. So I'm probably going to get us a week. And don't nobody get it by the end of next week sometime, I'll probably just put it up on Marketplace and sell it for $50. So 40, 50 bucks, which is probably what shipping's going to be. I really don't see shipping coming close to 50 though, for real, for real. I really don't. I mean, the way shipping prices is these days, man, I don't see. So you can get a good deal, man. If you can get rid of it, more power to you. I just need it out the way, and I've been just trying to get other stuff out the way. But anyway, so that's that. Send me your zip code if you want it. Please only send me that if you're willing to make the purchase. I don't have time to play around. And if you do play games with me in the future, I will not do any type of business with you ever again, because I just don't got time for that. So eBay has decided to give us a help option, y'all. Now I noticed this the other day and I thought I was crazy, and I'm not, because I seen John posted the same thing over at Flippin' Ain't Easy. So look at this. Now in your eBay account, if you go to drafts and you go right over here, you see that? I gotta clear these up, man. I got 82 drafts, bro. Anyway, the help. Okay, what happened? Here we go. So you got help, you got chat with us, visit help and contact, and have us call you. And yesterday was the first time I noticed it, and the thing was, I couldn't remember how to get back to it, and then I seen John's post in his community tab, and it reminded me. But have us call you. I think that's good that they put that back. I haven't used it. Look, y'all, don't burn it out. Don't burn it out, for real. Don't call them about stupid stuff. I got a negative feedback today, right? This is a negative feedback from a month ago, y'all. A month ago, okay? Now, this person bought a perfume off of me. I took an offer for $15. I had put that the perfume was a little bit more than 3/4 of the way full. Some of it had leaked out, but I tightened the lid, tested it, no leaks. When I sold it, I put it inside of a plastic bag, wrapped that in, wrapping paper, put it in a box. It's not gonna get damaged. They messaged me talking about, oh, it's damaged and it's leaking, and I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, I really found that hard to believe. So I messaged them back, and I'm like, all right, I know I packaged that pretty well, just because of the fact that when it was on the pallet, it had leaked. And so I made sure I tested the cap, and all right, I said, so can you send me pictures of the damage? No pictures. I'm like, well, okay, are you gonna send the pictures? If not, you can return it, right? Because I'm like, all right, well, if they don't want to do all that, just return it then, right? If you have mad, no return. I ain't hear nothing. I go look today, negative feedback. Oh, guess who it is? This mofo. Just like, of course, I put in for the removal. They ain't remove it. I didn't think they would. Listen, I try every time. I don't never let no feedback slide without putting in for a removal. Most of the time, eBay say no, but hell, every once in a while I win one, man. But they was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And listen, man, any of y'all, I don't mean y'all like my subscribers and people who rock with me, but any future potential weirdos who want to buy something from me off of eBay and leave me a negative feedback and don't give me, like, I don't care. Listen to me when I tell you this. I do not care. I'm not going to yell at you through text or messages. I'm not going to type back at you in all caps. If you got a problem, I'm going to offer you a solution. If you don't like the solution, I don't give a damn. Bro, like, I'm not putting my energy into caring about something that don't really matter. I'm just going to block you and move on with my day, bro. I will say this, though. My sinister self, right, the devil on my shoulder, was thinking, like, because I looked at the seller username. They selling on eBay, too. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. I was like, wonder how they would feel if I bought a couple of their items. I ain't going to do it, but listen, y'all, tell me, Now, don't lie to me neither. If you bought on eBay and you got negative feedback and you checked and you saw that the person who left it was a seller too, was you not tempted to buy some of their stuff and probably leave a couple negatives yourself? Huh? You know what they really make them mad, right? You get the item. This is just wrong. I would never do this, y'all. I would never do this. You get the item, damage it, said it arrived damaged, but it ain't damaged. Oh my goodness. Then you leave the negative and you get your refund. Listen, that's the devil on my shoulder. When I get a little mad, I get a little kind of crazy, right? My thinking go left. That's why I try to stay like even, but I ain't gonna do it. I don't need that type of karma coming back to me. But the thought crossed my mind. I'm just being honest. And listen, don't lie to me if I'm not the only one that ever thought that. And I know one of y'all tried that before. Don't lie. One of y'all did that. Y'all retaliated. But no, it boils my blood though when another seller does something like that. It's like, okay, I can understand a buyer doing that even if they got buyer history. But when you selling, you would be the first one to complain if somebody did that exact same thing to you and gave you you know, if a seller was to not work with you to fix a problem, you would be crying about it, let alone if they tried to. So if I'm trying to fix it, why do you gotta, and then it's like they sneak at me, you know what I'm saying? You want to wait like a month so I ain't gonna know where it came from. Like, come on, man. I don't know. But just for future references, I really don't care about feedback, y'all. That was things I cared about like in the beginning. I don't care about that. Like I do, listen, my thing is this. I'm gonna do everything I can to make it right, but anything outside of my control, like a weirdo leaving negative feedback because they think it's gonna matter to me, I don't care, man. And if you think you're gonna extort me, ain't happening. It's not happening. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing I do though. So I used ChatGPT, and I got like basic, and this is one of the things I did some time ago, because this kind of, because I did used to get emotional, I ain't gonna lie, about feedbacks. But I used ChatGPT, and I could have wrote it, but I was being lazy. So I was like, create me a customer service response letter when somebody receives a damaged or a defective item, and include that I offer returns, free returns. So it says, dear customer name. Of course, you put the customer's name in. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience you have experienced with your recent purchase at, and then it says insert company name, at blank. We strive to ensure the highest quality of our products, and your satisfaction is our top priority. To resolve this issue, we offer free returns for all our customers. Please return the item to us at your earliest convenience, and we will promptly issue a full refund once the item is received. If you have any further questions or need assistance with the return process, please do not hesitate to reach out to our customer service team. Thank you for understanding and for choosing insert company name. Now, the reason I did that, one, it sounds professional, right? But even more so, when I get to typing to respond to some of these customer service requests, that's not what I'm thinking of saying right there. That really ain't, y'all. I'm thinking of saying some more crazy stuff. And so part of me will just keep things super short. But I started doing that. And honestly, that don't necessarily keep a person from leaving negative feedback either. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. But it does keep you, it does like keep that barrier between you and wanting to respond out of anger and emotion. I just copy paste, I fill it in. I might change it up a little bit depending on what the problem was, right? Because not every problem is the same. So I'll change it up a bit. But I mean, I don't know, that's just a little tip for some of y'all out there if you struggle with responding to issues, to customer problems. Don't let them get the best of you, y'all. Do the best you can on eBay, and your feedback will stay where it needs to be. If you're doing the best you can every time, and when you do slip up and you fix it, the majority of buyers are not going to leave you negative feedback. I really don't think that. I've had some slip ups recently, man. I got one negative out of that one. It was my fault. But one of the other issues, I didn't get a negative, and the person actually left me positive feedback. So It can go either way, but most of the time it goes in your favor by them either not leaving no feedback. But then sometimes once you fix it, a person will still leave positive feedback. What you don't want to do is give them more ammo and make them give them a reason. Because I think some people, they just want a reason to leave negative feedback. They want you to say something crazy. They want you to not respond. They want you to refuse to do this. And like, even if they say, hey, I want a partial, and you don't do that, you just say, hey, look, I understand, you know, that there was a problem with the purchase. I really apologize about that. It's not our policy to offer partial refunds. However, I will be more than happy to fully refund your purchase if you just return the item to us. You can do something like that. There have even been times, y'all. There have even been times, and I don't do this all the time, but there have even been times when I told a person, because I wanted my item back, because I knew even if it was damaged, I can sell it for parts and still get a good amount of money back. So I'm like, all right. And I had some reservations about whether they was being truthful or not. So I'm like, all right, well, send it back. Well, here's what I'll do. I know it's frustrating. You wait for an item, you finally get the item, and then it doesn't work. I know how frustrating that can be. So here's what I'll do. Put in for the return. As soon as I see that the item is marked as shipped, I'll refund your money. And when they did it, I refunded their money, and I got the item back, and everything was cool. Now listen, I don't recommend that all the time. I really don't. I don't do that all the time. Again, it's on a case-by-case basis, depending on the situation. But I ended up getting a positive feedback out of that one too. So it worked out in both of our favors. And in that situation, I thought they was kind of trying to get over, but I wasn't fully sure if I had messed up. And I'm like, I can still part the item out if it really is messed up, right? But you gotta kind of like take it on a case-by-case basis. But sometimes, every once in a while, I will do that. I guess you can call it like an Amazon type return policy, where as long as I see, and of course you're taking a chance, right? Because they may not ship it back, or you may get it back and it may not be what it's supposed to be. Who knows? So that's why I say you got to be careful with that one, and depending on the item, you might not want to do it. This particular item, which was a water pick flosser, I really wasn't too concerned about it. And I know, see, with those things too, oh look, all I do to test the flossers is I power them on. I do know that they may, because I initially I'm like, okay, I'll put water in them, and I'm not like, I ain't doing all that. I get too many of these things. Like, I'll be testing flossers all damn day. So I just make sure they power on. So they may not work. And then initially I was missing some of the things that I should have checked. So for like a certain batch of items that I had already sold, I really wasn't fighting with a person if they messaged me about a problem, or sometimes I wasn't even taking the return. I would just refund them and call it a day and not ask them for it back. So it just depends. I'm almost certain the guy switched out one on me. I'm almost certain he sent me back his broken one, because I know I wouldn't have sent out what I got back. I know that for sure. So, but in that case, they messaged me like, hey, this is broke, this and that. And I'm thinking like, I know I checked that one and it wasn't doing that, but okay, just send it back. He sent it right back like ASAP. But his tone in the whole message was like he wanted a partial refund, and I guess he just sent me back his. I don't know, man, but gotta remove the emotion out of it, man. You know, and just kind of keep going. As far as my eBay store, I think last 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I made a video and I told y'all that at one point I was down to like a $5,000 90 day. I think at the time that I had made that video, I was like at a $6,000 or $6,500. This week I'm at an $8,000 90 day. So I'm up $1,500 or so in the last week and a half or so, and it's going up. I'm up 70% in sales, and you know, so my store is starting to go back in the direction that I wanted it to go. I had to take it all the way down. Now it's going all the way back up. I estimate if I keep on this path, and I could do this faster, y'all. You see I had 82 drafts. That's because I've still only been sending a few live every day, because honestly, I got so much going on that I don't want to be doing too many eBay orders right now. I really don't. And it might sound like, you might be like, why are you tripping? But listen, I don't want to inundate myself. I don't want to overdo it. I got a lot going on, even with the help. I got a lot going on, man. And so eBay orders, especially these types of items, they take time to pack and ship. So I'm only doing a certain amount. Now, if I was to let it fly and just do like when she do those drafts, to do the whole batch, I would be over $10,000 90 day right now. But that's fine. I'm probably going to start sending a few more live a day than I am right now, because because with those 82, let me see, those 82 drafts, I got and it's hot in here, yo. I turned the fan on because last time I ain't like that noise in the background. So I got those 82 drafts and I got 18 scheduled. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably up the amount of drafts that go out daily, so I don't have so many just sitting there just in case something go wrong. I don't lose them and have to do all the pictures and all that over again. So I'm gonna estimate, this is July, next month or so, I should cross the $10,000 90-day mark and then go up from there, man. I gotta get, what, 3, 6, 9, to do the $100,000 a year gross on that eBay store. I would need to have $25,000 90 day. All right, which at once upon a time, a couple years ago, I was at that before. So, however, I was at that with way more items than I got now. So I'm doing that with way less, because that is going up, y'all. That is going up. And as of right now, my store only has 150 active items, which is actually down. 150 active items and 163 sold in the last 31 days. So I got 150 active with 163 sold in the last 31 days, from June 17th to July 17th. So that's fine. And honestly, I've given up the thought of having a big store. If my store gets bigger, that's fine. But I used to measure my success on eBay by how big my store was. But then I realized that that's not necessarily a measure of success, right? Success is your store performing the way you want it to perform, whether that is a big store or not. You don't need a big store to be successful. I think so it makes me look at people who brag about the size of their store as a marker of success in a different light, because I do want to see the numbers on that if that's the case. However, what's important isn't how many items is in your store, it's how many items is moving through your store. How many items is in your store could be an indicator of a big issue. But you don't know that sometimes with people, because they don't always give you all the facts. And so for me, how many items I have in my store is not what I'm looking for. How many items is moving through my store is what is important. And that's with all my stores, Walmart, eBay, everything. And that's what I'm focused on. So with eBay, that 150 active, that's fine. It can get that probably with these, if I keep selling the types of items I'm selling, that's probably never going to get too high anyway, because the items sell. Now, one of the issues though with these types of items is the feedback struggle, because you're selling things that, you know, hair clippers, water picks, flossers, electric toothbrushes. You only can test so much. I'm getting hundreds and thousands of units. I'm not doing a whole bunch I'm basically just powering up. Power it up, do a test right, do it sound weird. If no, I'm listening it like that, you know. But if there's a problem, I do fix it. But you know, that comes with a whole host of other, like, people just like to leave negative. So it's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool. But my eBay store moving in the direction that I want it to go, but I am settled on what I want to do as a seller and how I want it to be, and it has taken time to get there and do it. And I encourage y'all, if your store is not where you want it, if it's not performing the way you want it to perform, man, you got to make the changes. You might have to take some chances. There's probably a reason I said chances. You may have to take some chances, but you will definitely probably have to make some changes, but that might require you to take a chance. But the problem is some people just stuck in their ways and they don't want to. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, they don't want to. You know, one of the main things that I had struggled with a long time was letting go of a lot of my control over my business to do more fulfillment services by both Amazon and Walmart. I've been getting away from that over the last few months, which has greatly reduced my workload and helped me to increase my overall revenue without having to ship all day. And it gives me the time to focus to grow my eBay store the way I wanted to. But it took a while, and I was just resistant and being stubborn, man. And it was hurting me more than it was helping me. You know, it was hurting me more than it was helping me. And so I know if I'm dealing with that, I ain't the only one. I know I ain't the only one. So guys, you know, don't be resistant to change to the extent that it hurts your business more than it helps your business. Don't be resistant to making tweaks or resistant to doing what's better. I think people a lot of times make decisions based on what's better for them than what's better for the business. They make decisions based on what's comfortable to them over what's best for the business. They make decisions based on what is less annoying for them over what's best for the business, and so on and so on. You kind of get my point, right? A lot of times our decisions that we make, quote unquote, for the business are really made to fit our own best interests. What we don't want to do, what we don't want to deal with, what we don't want to put the time into. And I think that is definitely the wrong mindset. If you really analyze yourself and the decisions you made and why you made them, look and see how many of those decisions really was based on what you really didn't want to deal with, what you really didn't want to do, and ask yourself, but was it better? Was it the best thing for the business? Was it the best direction? You know, was it the best? I saw a video recently from a guy who's a YouTuber. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call him a YouTuber, but he got a YouTube channel. His name Paleo Tech. He used to sell electronics. He had a pretty big eBay store selling electronics, and he did pretty good, right? And he makes videos here and there, and he might go a while without making them, but he recently made a video. And in this video, he talked about how he was done selling electronics and he was going to move to clothes. Now, the reason that he gave for being done with electronics was that basically he lost the plug. You know what I mean? Like, he said his source kind of dried up. And he even admitted, he said, look, it was my fault because I was dependent upon one source, right? But whatever. But, you know, it is what it is, and now this is what I'm doing. And he said he's going to make it work. And I believe him because, you know, young guy's a hustler. And so I can't wait to hear more from his story. But the reason I bring that up is that one, it's a big lesson in don't depend on just one source. Yeah, you can run it dry, but then what? Right? Then what? And that change at the end, when you have to change, when you was dependent on one source, that can be a whole lot harder than if you wasn't dependent. So number one, if you only got one source, you need to immediately start looking for more. You need to immediately start looking for more. But number two, he's throwing all of his eggs in the basket of clothing now. And his ambitions for building that business are big. I commend the man on that. You know what I mean? He see, okay, I got a problem. I'm gonna pivot, and this is what I'm gonna pivot to, and that's what I'm gonna do. And for a person who sold electronics with a higher sell-through rate than clothing, for sure, yeah, there's more headaches to switch to that, and to deal with all the stuff that comes along with clothing. I mean, that's not an easy transition to make. And so sometimes you might have to do that, y'all, and your business may have to pivot. And the whole point in the matter of what I'm saying is don't not make a change. Don't not implement something in your business just because you don't want to deal with it. If it's what's best, write a list down of things that will be best for your business. And then write down it, and then ask yourself what you do these things. And if you say no, write down why not. Why not? And be real. Be real. I've done something like that, and it's caused me to make changes because I realized that my answers, honestly, was bullshit. And it wasn't in the best interest of the business. And so I got to start doing what's in the best interest. And it wasn't aligned with my vision and my goals. You know, that's the other thing. It wasn't aligned with my vision and my goals, man. And so a lot of times we get off track with that, man. But look, that's all I got for y'all for now. Stay tuned. I'm about to make a series of videos. I'm going to make some Walmart videos because I want them to be out there. They're not going to be super exciting videos, but I want them out there because people are going to be searching for these things. So whether it's shipments, listing, fixing listings, I'm going to make a playlist and then make some videos for that. I'm going to make some videos as far as like VQuo and pirate ship. I got some videos coming for that. I just want those out there. A lot of people sleeping on VQuo, man, really. And it's actually more profitable to use VQuo than it is to use pirate ship. But there's a lot more that you can do with VQuo than people realize. I'm going to do that. There's some videos out there. I didn't know if I was going to do a reaction to some of those because then it will save me some time because then I wouldn't have to use my own account and then blur everything out. For the Walmart one, I got to use my own account and I'll just have to blur it out. But for the VQuo one, I found a pretty nice one that I can react to. But there was some features and things that's been added that's not in there, so I can kind of just add that in, but we'll see. But I'm gonna make some of that. If you got any questions about Walmart, if you got any questions about you know, creating items and you having problems uploading items, I can help you out with that. Walmart's weird. Like right now they having some glitches. You can't do a best match. You can't add items to match right now. You got to use the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet works, but if you don't know how to do that, it's a headache. But so stay tuned for that, y'all, man. Do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next one.